Do you ever wonder why some individuals are resistant to the idea of humanity shifting and awakening? It could be rooted in their fear of losing control over the meticulously crafted world they've established over centuries. They harbor concerns that if we awaken from their manipulative matrix, their carefully constructed illusion will crumble. Join us as we delve into the underlying dynamics at play, exploring the motivations behind their fear of change and resistance to spiritual evolution. By understanding these dynamics, we can gain insight into the obstacles hindering our collective journey towards enlightenment. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, consider subscribing to our channel for more insights on spirituality and personal growth. Together, let's navigate the complexities of the human experience and embrace the transformative power of awakening. Resistance to evolution. The resistance to humanity's evolution and awakening is deeply entrenched in the psyche of certain individuals who fear the destabilization of their carefully maintained power structures. This resistance manifests in various forms, from outright denial and dismissal of spiritual concepts to active opposition and suppression of movements advocating for change. These individuals perceive any shift in consciousness as a threat to their authority and control, prompting them to resist and undermine efforts towards collective evolution. Moreover, this resistance often stems from a sense of attachment to the status quo, rooted in the belief that maintaining existing power dynamics is essential for societal stability. They fear that embracing change and spiritual growth will lead to chaos and upheaval, overlooking the potential for positive transformation and progress that comes with evolution. This fear-driven mindset perpetuates a cycle of resistance, hindering the collective journey towards higher consciousness. Additionally, the resistance to evolution is fueled by manipulative tactics employed by those in positions of power to maintain their dominance and influence over society. Through propaganda, misinformation, and manipulation of public perception, these individuals seek to control the narrative and suppress dissenting voices that challenge their authority. By instilling fear and doubt in the minds of the masses, they reinforce the illusion of stability and control, further perpetuating the cycle of resistance. The illusion of stability created by these power structures reinforces the fear of change and evolution. Individuals who benefit from the existing system are invested in preserving it, even at the expense of stifling progress and suppressing the innate human desire for growth and expansion. This illusionary stability serves as a barrier to awakening, trapping individuals in a cycle of complacency and resistance to change. The resistance to humanity's evolution and awakening is deeply rooted in fear, attachment to the status quo, and manipulation by those in positions of power. Overcoming this resistance requires a collective shift in consciousness, fueled by awareness, empowerment, and a commitment to truth and authenticity. As we navigate the complexities of this resistance, let us remain steadfast in our pursuit of evolution, liberation, and the realization of our highest potential. Fear of losing control. In understanding the concept of fear of losing control within the context of individuals resisting humanity's evolution and awakening, we are confronted with a complex interplay of psychological, societal, and existential factors. At its core, this fear is deeply rooted in the desire for power and dominance over others. Those who resist humanity's evolution fear losing the control they have meticulously established over societal structures, institutions, and individuals. The fear of losing control is often driven by a fundamental insecurity about one's own abilities and significance. Individuals who cling to control may harbor deep-seated fears of inadequacy or unworthiness, seeking to compensate by exerting power and influence over others. By maintaining control, they seek to validate their own sense of self-worth and importance, deriving satisfaction from their ability to dictate the course of events and shape the lives of others. The fear of losing control is intricately linked to the preservation of existing power structures and hierarchies. Those in positions of authority and privilege often resist change because it threatens to disrupt the status quo and challenge their dominance. They fear that an awakened humanity would demand accountability, transparency, and equality, eroding the foundations of their power and privilege. As such, they resort to manipulative tactics to maintain their grip on power, perpetuating fear, division, and oppression to safeguard their interests. Furthermore, the fear of losing control is fueled by a deeply ingrained belief in the illusion of stability. Individuals who resist humanity's evolution cling to the false notion that maintaining control will ensure their safety, security, and prosperity. They fear that any deviation from the established order will lead to chaos, instability, and ultimately their downfall. This fear of uncertainty drives them to resist change at all costs, even if it means perpetuating suffering, inequality, and injustice. Ultimately, the fear of losing control is a manifestation of the ego's attachment to power and dominance. Individuals who resist humanity's evolution are driven by a primal fear of losing their identity, significance, and sense of self-importance. They perceive any challenge to their control as a threat to their ego, prompting them to resort to manipulative tactics to maintain their grip on power. However, by embracing humility, surrender, and trust in the inherent wisdom of the universe, we can transcend the fear of losing control and embrace the transformative power of humanity's evolution and awakening. Preservation of status quo. The concept of the preservation of status quo delves into the entrenched resistance of certain individuals to humanity's evolution and awakening. This resistance is rooted in the desire to maintain existing power structures, social hierarchies, and systems of oppression that serve the interests of a privileged few. Those who seek to preserve the status quo fear the destabilization of the societal order upon which their power and privilege are built, viewing any deviation from the established norms as a threat to their dominance. At the heart of this resistance lies a deep-seated attachment to privilege and entitlement. Individuals who benefit from the status quo are invested in maintaining the current social, economic, and political systems that afford them undue advantages and opportunities at the expense of others. They resist any attempt to challenge or dismantle these systems, fearing the loss of their privileged position in society and the disruption of their comfortable way of life. Preservation of the status quo is fueled by a pervasive culture of complacency and inertia. Those who resist change are often content with the current state of affairs, oblivious to or indifferent to the suffering and injustice perpetuated by the existing power structures. They cling to the illusion of stability and security provided by the status quo, ignoring the calls for reform, equity, and social justice that threaten to disrupt their privileged existence. In essence, the preservation of the status quo is a manifestation of resistance to progress and social transformation. It is driven by a fear of relinquishing power, privilege, and control, and a reluctance to confront the systemic injustices and inequalities that underpin the current societal order. However, true progress and evolution require us to challenge the status quo, dismantle oppressive systems, and create a more equitable and just world for all. Only by acknowledging and addressing the root causes of inequality and injustice can we truly awaken to our collective potential and create a more inclusive and compassionate society. Manipulative tactics. Manipulative tactics are the deceptive strategies employed by certain individuals to maintain control over society and thwart the awakening of humanity. These tactics, often insidious and subtle, aim to deceive and manipulate individuals into conforming to their agenda. One common tactic involves the dissemination of misinformation and propaganda through media outlets and educational institutions. By controlling the flow of information, these individuals shape public perception to perpetuate their narrative, suppressing dissent and maintaining their dominance. Additionally, manipulative individuals cultivate fear and division among the populace, exploiting societal tensions and prejudices to sow discord. They'd also employ psychological manipulation and gaslighting to undermine the confidence and autonomy of their targets, rendering them more susceptible to their influence. In essence, manipulative tactics serve as fear-based control mechanisms aimed at preserving the status quo and preventing the collective awakening of humanity. Recognizing these tactics empowers individuals to discern truth from deception and reclaim their autonomy. Illusion of stability. The illusion of stability is a facade carefully crafted by certain individuals to perpetuate the belief that the existing societal structures are immutable and inherently beneficial. This illusion serves as a mechanism to maintain control over the masses by instilling a sense of complacency and resignation to the status quo. At its core, the illusion of stability relies on the manipulation of perception and the concealment of underlying systemic flaws. By presenting a veneer of order and security, these individuals seek to dissuade any inclination towards questioning or resistance, fostering a sense of contentment with the existing power dynamics. The illusion of stability is perpetuated through the suppression of dissent and the marginalization of alternative perspectives. Those who challenge the prevailing narrative are often ostracized or labeled as subversive, further reinforcing the illusion and discouraging dissent. However, beneath the facade of stability lies a system rife with inequality, injustice, and exploitation. The illusion begins to unravel when individuals awaken to the reality of systemic oppression and recognize the inherent flaws within the existing power structures. This awakening marks the first step towards dismantling the illusion of stability and paving the way for genuine societal transformation and progress. Threat to established order. The emergence of collective awakening poses a significant threat to the established order meticulously upheld by certain individuals. This threat arises from the inherent transformative power of awakened consciousness, which challenges the existing power structures and disrupts the status quo. As individuals awaken to their true potential and question the validity of the prevailing societal norms, they become agents of change, seeking to dismantle the oppressive systems that perpetuate inequality and injustice. Moreover, the threat to the established order stems from the potential for widespread societal upheaval and unrest as more individuals awaken to the truth of their reality. This awakening fosters a sense of collective empowerment and solidarity, leading to increased demands for accountability and systemic reform. In response, those in positions of power may resort to desperate measures to maintain their grip on authority, including censorship, propaganda, and coercion. However, despite the efforts to suppress the tide of awakening, the collective consciousness continues to expand, fueled by the innate human desire for freedom, justice, and equality. This relentless pursuit of truth and liberation threatens to dismantle the carefully constructed facade of the established order, exposing the systemic injustices and corruption that have long been concealed from public view. As the momentum of the awakening grows, so too does the potential for profound societal transformation, paving the way for a more just, equitable, and harmonious world. Egoic attachment to power. The resistance to humanity's evolution is often fueled by an egoic attachment to power and control held by certain individuals. These individuals have spent centuries accumulating wealth, influence, and authority, creating a sense of identity and self-worth tied to their position within the existing power structures. As a result, any threat to their dominance is perceived as a direct assault on their ego, triggering a primal fear of loss and insecurity. Furthermore, the egoic attachment to power manifests in a relentless pursuit of self-preservation at the expense of collective well-being. Rather than embracing the potential for growth and transformation offered by humanity's awakening, these individuals cling desperately to the trappings of power, seeking to maintain their privileged status at all costs. This attachment blinds them to the inherent interconnectedness of all beings and perpetuates a cycle of fear, greed, and exploitation. However, true power lies not in dominance or control, but in the ability to transcend the ego and connect with the higher wisdom of the soul. As individuals awaken to their spiritual essence, they recognize the illusory nature of power and authority and seek to align their actions with the greater good. By relinquishing their egoic attachments and embracing a mindset of humility, compassion, and service, they pave the way for a more enlightened and harmonious world where power is wielded not for personal gain, but for the upliftment of all beings. Awakening of consciousness. The awakening of consciousness represents a fundamental shift in human awareness, transcending the limitations of the egoic mind and connecting individuals to the deeper truths of existence. This profound transformation is characterized by a heightened sense of self-awareness, expanded perception, and a deepening connection to the spiritual dimensions of reality. As humanity collectively awakens from a slumber of illusion, individuals begin to question the narratives and belief systems that have shaped their lives, seeking a deeper understanding of their purpose and place in the universe. The awakening of consciousness brings with it a profound sense of liberation from the shackles of fear, doubt, and limitation that have long held humanity captive. As individuals recognize the interconnectedness of all life and embrace the inherent divinity within themselves and others, they are empowered to transcend the constraints of the ego and align their lives with the higher principles of love, truth, and compassion. This awakening sparks a ripple effect of transformation, inspiring others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Furthermore, the awakening of consciousness heralds the dawn of a new era of human evolution, where individuals reclaim their sovereignty and co-create a world based on unity, harmony, and collaboration. As consciousness expands, old paradigms crumble, making way for the emergence of new systems and structures that honor the inherent dignity and worth of every being. In this awakened state, humanity is poised to realize its fullest potential, unlocking the latent powers of the mind and spirit to usher in a golden age of peace, prosperity, and spiritual fulfillment. Liberation from manipulation. The concept of liberation from manipulation encapsulates the idea of breaking free from the constraints of external influence and reclaiming one's autonomy and sovereignty. Throughout history, certain individuals have sought to exert control over others through various forms of manipulation, whether through propaganda, psychological tactics, or societal conditioning. These manipulative forces operate on the subconscious level, shaping perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors to serve their own agenda and maintain their grip on power. Furthermore, liberation from manipulation involves a process of self-discovery and empowerment, as individuals become increasingly aware of the subtle ways in which they have been influenced and manipulated by external forces. Through introspection and reflection, individuals can begin to discern truth from falsehood and reclaim their ability to think critically and independently. This journey of liberation requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to question the status quo, as individuals confront the uncomfortable truths that have been hidden beneath the surface. True liberation from manipulation involves a shift in consciousness, as individuals awaken to their inherent worth and divine nature, recognizing that they are not merely pawns in a larger game, but sovereign beings with the power to shape their own destiny. This awakening empowers individuals to break free from the chains of fear, doubt, and conformity, and step into their true essence as co-creators of reality. As more and more individuals awaken to their innate power and potential, the forces of manipulation lose their hold over humanity, paving the way for a new era of freedom, authenticity, and collective empowerment. As we conclude our exploration of resistance, fear, and manipulation, let us remember the power of awareness and discernment in navigating the complexities of our world. By shedding light on these dynamics, we empower ourselves to break free from the constraints of control and manipulation and embrace a path of authenticity and liberation. Join us on this journey of awakening and growth, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions on spirituality and personal development.